this is it from Fox Radio. Tucson Raiders. No, that's like when they pay me.
Yeah. All right, this is 11U Tucson Raiders versus the 11U 49ers. Raiders will get the ball here on the first possession here. As I don't know if you saw, but the Raiders took out their own flag and stomped it right on the, as there's a little squib kick and we recover it. As that's number 2, Henry Makepeace, dive on the ball. But the Raiders, if you remember when Terrell Owens, when he played for the 49ers, went out in the middle of the Cowboys 50-yard line and after a touchdown and put the ball right in the middle of the star there. It was kind of what the Raiders did right now. They took their flag with their whole team and went to the middle of the field and were waving the flag around. I mean, this game could get a little chippy. I mean, you like that energy, but that was crazy. So the Raiders will start off the ball here. Players to watch are going to be Princeton Reed, who starts at quarterback. Last game he had 5 rushing touchdowns, 1 throwing touchdown. He starts at quarterback for them. Their running back number 27 is Tristan Guido. And they've got a handful of good receivers that can catch the ball. So we'll see what play they start off with here. It's going to be shotgun, 1 running back. That's Tristan Guido in the back field with Princeton Reed. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Another big playmaker is going to be, as they fake the handoff here, and Princeton Reed tries his best to get outside on what looked like a QB read, and he just kind of makes his way maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Looks like maybe a 1-yard loss. We've seen the Raiders start off the game with a handoff to Tristan Guido to start off the game the last 2 games, but that time Princeton faked the handoff almost like a quarterback read and tried to take it outside, but goes down as a 1-yard loss. Another big playmaker for the Raiders is going to be number 30 as they come out in the same formation as before. Shotgun, 1 running back, which is Tristan Guido in the backfield with Princeton Reed. Runner in motion as he hands the ball off to Tristan Guido up the middle and gets tackled. And you don't see him get brought down by 1 guy often, but that was a good tackle by number 97 there for the 49ers as Tristan Guido maybe gets a 3-yard gain. But I was saying another big playmaker for the Raiders is Brian Ortiz, number 30. He plays receiver and safety. Great hands, very elusive. As the Raiders this time come with Dino as fullback, and they hand it off to Daniel Gomez, number 5, as he's taken down. As a flag thrown, it looked like he may have gotten his face mask, but I wasn't sure. But after the flag, maybe he did. As that's going to be an automatic first down as a personal foul. Again, we talked about this in the last game. If you just graze the face mask, it's a 5-yard penalty. But if you pull on it by any means, it's considered a personal foul and a 15-yarder. So Raiders get an automatic first down. But you can see already the difference between the 49ers and the Seminoles. As the Raiders ran all over the Seminoles and we ended up winning that game 42-0. The 49ers a little bit bigger, as you can see some of their tackles and some of their hits. And I told the Raiders all week long, like, it's a different team this week. So let's make sure that we're, and they practice hard all week and they are ready. So Dino in the backfield with That looks like a Makepeace, but then that's going to be a fake handoff to Princeton Reed. As that tackle looked a little scary as his leg got caught underneath, but he's good. Regardless, it's a 3-yard loss as there is a Raider down. I can't see who that is as they take an injury timeout here. Let's see who that is. I can't see his number. I'm trying to eliminate people that are in the huddle. That looks like maybe that's going to be... Looks like number 24 for the Raiders, Serenity Romero. But everything looks all right. As the Raiders kind of get a generous spot right there. It looked like a 3-yard loss, but now it's 2nd and 11, so I don't know. As the Raiders come out of the huddle here with Princeton Reed in the backfield at quarterback with Tristan Guido and then Dino lined up as fullback. You have 2 receivers to the near side of the field and 1 receiver to the far side. 49ers definitely playing man coverage here as their safeties are even up. So they've got 5 guys up front, 2 linebackers. Looks like they're running a 5-2-4. As the snap is in the dirt, as Princeton Reed does what he can, and he ends up hitting his knee. The snap was low, and he tried to improvise as much as he could, but ended up slipping and putting a knee on the ground, which means you're down. So now we're looking at 3rd and 18, maybe 17. As the Raiders try to get going here on offense. So look for a pass play here, as again, they've proven they can throw the ball really well. If you haven't seen Princeton Reed play, he's quite the playmaker. He can run, he can pass, he's got great accuracy, and he's got guys that can catch the ball. So let's see here. Brian Ortiz is on the far side of the field, lined up as receiver. So we'll see if this play involves him. Shotgun play. They hand it off to Tristan Guido as he makes it up through the middle, and he muscles his way all the way to the 40-yard line. So makes it back to the original line of scrimmage, which if this dude puts his canopy up right here, I'm going to lose my mind. But I'm a guest here, so I have to be polite. Oh, bruh. Okay, I'm going to have to... Okay, 4th down and 10. I'm doing my best to hold the camera as Princeton Reed is tackled way in the backfield, and that's going to be a turnover on down. So you can see the difference between these 2 teams from last week to this week. And Raiders have to be ready for this. As I'm going to move my camera over since this canopy is in the way here. But just keep in mind that might affect us a little bit as it's still right there as we get to that side of the field. So I'm literally over in the corner here. So let me see if I can raise it up a little bit. So 49ers take over on downs here. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. So 49ers in shotgun as they hand the ball off to number 9 on a halfback run, and he maybe gets a yard as he's tackled, I believe, by Dino, number 88 that time. So Raiders trying to get a quick 3 and out here. At safety, you've got Daniel Gomez and Princeton Reed. Linebackers, you have Elijah Hoban, Tristan Guido, and Henry Makepeace as the quarterback runs it up the middle, and he's tackled. Oh, but he somehow pitched it. What? Mid-run in the middle of the field as he's being tackled, he pitches it to the tight end. I don't know if that was on purpose or what, but that was crazy, which gets him an extra 5 or 6 yards there. So again, this canopy right here is wild. We are in the press box this time, so we're not outside. So we're as far up as we can go. Shotgun, handoff to number 9 as he sweeps it around to the outside, and he finally gets tackled that time by, I believe, number 88, Dino. As the 49ers get a first down. I might creep over to the other side to get a better angle. But let's talk a little quieter because we do have the 49ers in here commentating as well. So I want to be respectful with that. So first and 10 49ers on the Raider 44-yard line, maybe 43-yard line. Shotgun formation as he fakes a handoff on a QB keep as he runs it right up the middle, and he might take it to the house. As Brian Ortiz tries to chase him down, but he ends up scoring as the 49ers go up 6-0. As hopefully this wakes the Raiders up a little bit to say, hey, and no offense to the Tucson Seminoles, but this is a different team we're playing this week. So hopefully they come out on offense right now, guns blazing, as they try to go for the extra point here. Shotgun formation, 1 running back there, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Shotgun snap a little bit high as he one-hands it, and he's brought down that time by, it was Tristan Guido, but then finally taken down by number 10. So a good stop there. And again, we talked about this in the last couple games, as number 10 is Isaiah Nunez, who plays receiver for them as well. But we talked about these extra points, that if you can get stops, they can kind of be the difference makers. We saw that in the 8U game, if you missed it, as I move my camera back to this side. But the 8U game, Raiders went down 18-0 in the first quarter, and then scored 25 unanswered points and got 1 extra point. There was 8 total touchdowns, 4 and 4 on each side, but the Raiders got 1 extra point and the 49ers didn't, and that happened to be the difference in the game. So that stop right there could be big later on. So here's the kickoff. Here's 49ers line up to kick. You have Daniel Gomez back to return, as he does a little pooch kick there, as it's caught by, geez almighty, number 81. Sorry, they're having angle issues here again. That one returned by Mateo Rodriguez, and good field position for the Raiders here to start, as they come out on offense. And let's see what kind of aggression that they show this time. As we are used to in the first couple games against the Dolphins, the first game, and the Seminoles, the second game, we're used to our offense popping off right away. And if I had to guess right now, offensively, our negative yards for the game so far. So shotgun formation, Daniel Gomez and Dino in the backfield as they do a quick substitution. Number 12 for the Raiders checks in. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout here. I'll do a quick roster in case you weren't with us last week. We have number 1, Princeton Reed. Number 2, Henry Makepeace. Number 3, Alejandro Ramos. Number 4, Fernando Rodriguez. Number 5, Daniel Gomez. Number 7, Antonio Perez Jr. Number 8, Abel Miranda. Number 9, Reyes Hernandez. Number 10, Isaiah Nunez. Number 11, Liam Edwards. Number 12, Cillian Sanchez. Number 14, Juan Ochoa. Number 17, Antonio Rachal. Number 18, Noah Peckham. Number 19, Cassius Randall. Number 20, Christian Gomez. Number 21, Daniel Gonzalez. Number 22, Axel Hernandez. Number 23, Cristiano Chavez. Number 24, Serenity Romero. Number 27, Tristan. Number 29, Fabian Cueto. Number 30, Brian Ortiz. Number 32, Nicholas Valencia. Number 33, and I'll finish it right now as they get back from the timeout. Quarterback, Princeton Reed in shotgun. And looks like they're motioning two guys, which is going to be a legal formation. As Brian Ortiz was the receiver on the right, coming in motion back to the left, and then it's like they call it as a false start, really, because it looked like number 5, Daniel Gomez, was going in motion also, but I think it was probably a hard count, and he jumped, but then maybe tried to act like he was going in motion. I don't know, but you can't motion two guys at the same time. So now it'll be 1st and 15, still in shotgun, motion, and there we go again, and they could have thrown the flag there too. Same exact thing. Daniel Gomez jumping again. I don't know what the issue is there, but literally he jumped a half a second before the snap, which is probably going to cost him another 5 yards here, but I'm not sure what the issue is. Yeah, false start offense. Tough. We got to get going here. Head coach Hector Gonzalez has done a good job this year of organizing the packages that they want to play, executing throughout the year in practice, and then showing that on the game day. So this has to be kind of driving him crazy right now. So again, motion. Let's see if we can get this play this time. Snap, good. Handoff to Daniel Gomez up the middle, and he runs right through the middle, but he's tackled quickly. Maybe a 3-yard gain. So Raiders look to get going on offense here. As I'll finish the roster real quick, we have number 33, Anthony Parr, number 35, Elijah Hoban, number 63, Adrian, hold on a sec, wide receiver 81 in motion, high snap, but Princeton Reed figures something out as he rolls out to the right, throws, and he completes the pass. Not much of a gain, but at least it wasn't a sack. And that ball was, I believe, caught by number, dang, I can't see, maybe number 20, I don't know. Christian Gomez. I could be wrong about that, but to finish out the roster, number 33, Anthony Parr, number 35, Elijah Hoban, number 63, Adrian Mendez, number 81, Mateo Rodriguez, and number 88, Dino Bobadilla, the Italian. Again, he's not Italian, or maybe he is, I don't know. He's from Nevada, I know that. So now we have a 3rd and long, 3rd and 13 coming up. Princeton Reed in the shotgun with Daniel Gomez in the backfield with him. Snap good. Princeton Reed backs up. He's looking to go deep here to number 12 as it's slightly good coverage there. As we'll see what they do here. That ball intended for Cillian Sanchez. As again, sorry about the camera work there. Is we will get better. So 4th and 13 here. Let's see what the Raiders do. I haven't seen them practice a lot of punts, so I don't see them punting the ball here. They'll probably end up going for it. So let's see what they do as they try to get going here. 4th and 13 here in the first quarter. 49ers up 6-0. So we got shotgun with a halfback, good snap. Princeton Reed backs up, and he's going deep to number 10 as it's good coverage. Oh, they're going to call pass interference. Wow. So, and that is pass interference they called on the defense. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down. As in the NFL, if it's pass interference, wherever the penalty was committed, even if it's 40 yards downfield, that's where you get the ball. But college, high school, and everything else, it's 15-yard penalty. So which I don't understand because it was 4th and 13 and they moved the ball up. Should have been 13 yards, but now it's 4th and 1. So they moved it up 12 yards. I don't understand. Anyway, I've seen this a couple times today. That's crazy. Was that a 12-yard penalty? Wow, 4th and half a yard. So we'll see what happens, but we need to convert this as and another flag. What's the dealio here? False start.
False start on the offense. Coming back in that 5 yard.
We've seen that a couple times on both sides. They're not more on one team versus the other, but like even during like quarter changes, when they go from like the first quarter to the second, the ball will be on like the 32-yard line on one side and the quarter will end, and they go to the other side and they put it at like the 34. So, I mean, it's easier seeing it from up here than down there. So I'm not faulting the officials for that, but it is wild. And on that pass interference play, it was easily 4th and 13, and they moved it up 12 yards to 4th and 1. I don't know. But that would have been an automatic first down, but then the false start now is like a 4th and 5.5. So Raiders need to get going. Quick snap here over to Princeton Reed as he's dodging around, trying to scramble out of trouble. He rolls around to the right side, and he's got running room. And he's going down the sideline. A huge block by number 12 and a flag thrown. And I don't know what they're going to call that on, unless it was helmet to helmet, but I don't think so. But Princeton Reed with a good 20-yard run. Oh, no, not 20 yards, about 14 yards. But I thought it was a clean block. We don't have instant replay. But it was what we call a crackback block, which the defender was chasing Princeton Reed, and wide receiver number 12, Cillian, I can't remember his last name, made the block as the defender was trying to tackle Princeton. Good crackback block, but Cillian Sanchez, and now the officials are talking about it, saying, wait, was that a penalty? It is a big hit. And, oh, helmet to helmet. So I guess I could see that. So what's tough about that is the helmet to helmet hit is, I swear that wasn't helmet to helmet, but it was close. And they got to be careful, especially at this age. There's a lot of parents out there that don't even want their kids playing tackle football these days. And so they're real cautious about some of that helmet to helmet stuff as far as concussions go. And so I don't blame him for that, but so I guess it's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. So it was 4th and 15. They marched, I don't even know, 25 yards down the field, and then there was a 15-yard penalty back to 4th and 10. I don't think that's right, but we'll see here. So 4th and 10, and as they had a big run there, quarterback that does not look like Princeton Reed. That might be Anthony Rochelle. I don't know who that is. Hand off to Daniel Gomez, number 5 on the right side as he dodges and tries to make something as the 49er defense really crowded him in the backfield, and they might have gotten 2 yards. Regardless, it's a turnover on downs. Boy, tough call on that crackback block, but we'll have to go back and watch it later. Regardless, it was high. Whether it was his forearm or shoulder pads that hit him in the head, it was too close to call, and these officials are making calls in this split second, so it's tough. But I guess as a downfield blocker, if you want to do that, just make sure you're not even close to the head at all, because it kind of costs us there. So it'll be 1st and 10 49ers from their own 49. As we need to get going on both sides of the ball. And I swear the Raiders have 10 guys on the field, which is making me panic. But the Raiders take a timeout here to regroup. Because I noticed they had the 4 linemen up front. They normally run a 4-3, a 4-3-4, and they had 4 linemen and 2 linebackers. And I thought, let me count real quick. And sure enough, it was 10 men. So before getting flagged or a major disadvantage, only having 10 guys out there, they call a timeout. As we're still in the first quarter, 6-0 49ers. As the Niners have a 1st and 10 from their own 49. Let's see what this Raider defense can do here, as they've been great all year. They have a handful of big hitters and then fast defensive backs, big guys up front. But that first drive by the 49ers, you would have never guessed that. So you've got Henry Makepeace and Elijah Hoban in a linebacker, along with Brian Ortiz at defensive back, along with Daniel Gomez. As they jump the snap, almost perfect timing, and there's a fumble. And number 81 pushes the lineman out of the way to recover the fumble. Somebody on the Raiders jumped the snap, almost like Troy Polamalu. That might have been Henry Makepeace. I don't know who that was, or maybe number 29. I couldn't see who jumped that snap and forced the fumble. Genius play, as this might be what the Raiders need to get going. If that was number 29, that would have been Fabian Cueto, or maybe it was Henry Makepeace. I'm not sure. But the recovery was by Mateo Rodriguez, as the lineman for the 49ers was going to jump on it, and he, instead of trying to beat him to dive on the ball, pushed the lineman out of the way and then fell on the ball. So great awareness there as the Raiders take over at their 49ers 41-yard line. Maybe a momentum switch there, as we need to do our best to kind of build on this. As you have number 32, Nicholas Valencia, checking into the game at wide receiver. Instead of Brian Ortiz lined up as a receiver, you have him back in the backfield with Princeton Reed in the shotgun formation with Dino Bobadilla at fullback. 2 receivers, 1 tight end, 2 running backs in the back. Halfback and fullback, actually. So snap good. Handoff to Brian Ortiz as he tries to make it through the hole and make it out to the outside. Can he get the edge? He cannot, as he's tackled for maybe... He might have made it back to the line of scrimmage, depending on where they spot it. But again, the Raiders just struggling a little bit to get going here, as these next 2 games that we have, the 49ers and the Rams, happen to be the 2 top teams, from what I've been told, in this 11U league. And we play the 49ers today, and then we have a bye week next week, and then we play the Rams after that. So we got to be ready. As Princeton Reed lined up in shotgun again. Motion number 8 over to the left side. Snap over Princeton's head. He's got to improvise. We've seen him do this in the past and make something out of nothing, but this time they're just swarmed, and he's still going. He's doing the best he can to do something. He's running out of gas. And tough play right there, as the snap went over his head. And against the Seminoles last week, that happened a couple times, and he just picked up the ball and ran it 60 yards for a touchdown. But this time, just too many guys, as the Raiders might have been the end of the quarter here, end of the first quarter. Yeah, it looks like the end of the first quarter, as they'll switch sides now. As the Raiders are going to have a 3rd and like 20 coming up here. And you can't really blame Princeton Reed for doing that, because normally you would, right? You would think you never want to go that far back. But we've seen him do it so many times in the past, where he turns a 10-yard loss into a 30-yard gain, that it's like, can't really blame him for that. But different defense this week for sure. So a tough, rocky start for the Raiders, as their first quarter we've just struggled to get anything going. Minus that fumble recovery, which was big, but we need to build on that. So Raiders come back out. as it's going to be a 3rd and 28. So again, we don't punt a lot. You don't see a lot of punting in hardly any of these leagues. So on 3rd and 28, you don't want to try to get 28 yards. Just chip away at it. If you can get 10 here, you still have 4th and 18. That doesn't make it a ton better, but let's see what they do here. So Princeton Reed in shotgun by himself, 2 receivers, as Princeton Reed does his best to try to improvise, as it's a design quarterback draw, but this 49er defense is just everywhere, and that's going to gas Princeton Reed as he's running for his life. That looked like a design quarterback draw where he posts up as if he's going to throw it, but if you watch the linemen, if they're in a run block or a pass block, that was definitely a design run, but just nowhere for him to go. So now 4th and 29 after the 1-yard loss. As the Raiders line up 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Princeton in the backfield by himself. He drops back to pass as he's going to go deep to Brian Ortiz, but just good coverage there by the 49ers. So, man, nothing working right now for the Raiders. As you know, normally when we have our backs against the wall, which hasn't been much this year, but we can kind of turn to that throwing game and go deep to Brian Ortiz. But the Niners haven't let the Raiders get anything going on offense as the defense comes back out, as that was a turnover on downs on that 4th and 29. Really the only option there to go deep if you're not going to punt the ball. So huge possession for the defense here. We need a 3 and out, as this defense has been fantastic all year long. They're aggressive, they're mean, they're not afraid to blitz, and they need to prove right now that we can get a stop here and help our offense out. As the Raiders run onto the field, the last couple of last-minute substitutions here. As you have number 17, Anthony Rochelle, in at safety, as I believe they're going to probably give Princeton Reed a little bit of a rest as he was running a lot. You don't want to gas him out too early. Pass play over to number 22 for the Raiders, as Anthony Rochelle finally brings him down with the rest of the Raiders. But that's a 1st down. And I can't hear anybody up here as I'm in the press box, but I can telepathically hear Hector Gonzalez and his upcoming possibly his halftime speech of getting these guys going. Because we are a skilled football team, but you aren't seeing a lot out of them right now for whatever reason. So shotgun, handoff to number 44 as he makes his way up and is finally brought down that time by Elijah Hoban. So about a 3-yard gain. As they're doing the hurry-up offense here, trying to tire out the defense, because we're not pressed for time right now, as the second quarter just started. But they are doing the no huddle, lined up in shotgun. Snap, quarterback draw as the quarterback runs up the middle, and he's finally brought down that time by Elijah Hoban at the 6-yard line. As I am beside myself at how easily they are moving the ball here. And that'll bring up 1st and goal. So 1st and goal here for the 49ers. Slot formation as he hands it to the running back up the middle, and he is in for the score. So boy, 12-0 49ers here in the second quarter.
So you can sit right here. I'll show you. Don't worry about it. It's not a lot.
Don't worry about it.
Here's your main one right here. Touch. and move left or right.
Like a
And
video
it's very
game.
sensitive, yeah. So try it real
So the
quick.
49ers are going to try to go for the conversion here as they're up 12-0.
John's quick, so you gotta be a little careful.
So shotgun, fake handoff to the running back as the quarterback tries to take it himself up the middle, and he's in. So it'll be 13-0 now
The only other buttons you're gonna learn is how to
as
use
the
it.
Raiders
So yeah, he's talking.
are down early.
You don't have to talk to them. So see how this is 6-0 right now? You see the cursor? You don't use this one.
So 13-0 now in the second.
12, I think, because he just scored. So you'll hit 12, you'll tap on the side of the screen. And all you do is do command S. See that?
Right.
13.
You guys got the extra
You got the extra point?
Yeah.
Thank you. So you'll
So 13-0 here as the Raiders get ready to receive.
side and then command S. And that'll update the screen.
And I know this team well, and I know they are not used to being down this year, and they are probably pissed off.
Go to them.
Yeah, let's change to them. 7,
So I feel good about
and then command S.
the way this team is able to fight.
Then you go back to 0. Because they didn't score. I just wanted to get a test. I just wanted to make a test.
Do people see that right
Yeah, they did. It's okay though.
But execution right now
If you delete, you'll lose it.
now?
has been a bit of a struggle.
There you go. And then yeah, just follow them. You don't have to
As the
worry
Raiders
about
get ready to
no
kick
audio,
off.
No commentating, you're good.
Looks like a squib kick or an onside. Yeah, squib all the way down to the return man, number 23, as he reverses his field. Tough. Ah, man.
There's no delay.
Video game.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, good coaching opportunity there is you don't,
Let me see going on you.
but again, I mean, and I'm not
If you do need to leave,
trying to be rude at all to the Seminoles, but the Raiders are used to making plays like that where they can bounce outside, but this 49er team's
try to keep it comfy for them.
faster than what they've seen in the past. So that return is by Cristiano Chavez de la Rosa, as the Raiders will start 1st and 10 here on the
He doesn't want to do this. He's got the
33-yard line.
here,
I know,
faces
so close.
in. And then, but you can put this as volunteer hours. Because they
As the Raiders are, let's see, somebody took a timeout. It's going to be timeout Raiders. Timeout Raiders
I know.
as they regroup a little bit.
Barack about that. He's like, Ryan did not.
oh, his photo.
But again, like we talked in the 8U and 9U game, you don't want to be down too much in the first half. I mean, obviously you don't want to be down at all, but you can't let this game get away from you. So we need to put a score together here and do our best to go into the second half down 1 touchdown or tied. If you go into the second half down by 3
Yeah.
touchdowns, and that's going to be a tough hole to climb out of. We did see 8U do that as they were down 18-0 in the first quarter and scored 25 unanswered points. We talked about that earlier with the adjustments that the head coach for the 8U Raiders team made were brilliant as he fought his team down 18-0 in the first all the way back to win the game 25-24. As the timeout is over, Raiders come out on offense here as you've got Anthony Rochelle out at wide receiver on the near side closest to us, and on the far side you have Nicholas Valencia and Asaya Nunez as Dino Bobadilla sprints off the field, as you have Henry Makepeace in it. Running back gets the handoff as I don't see Princeton Reed. I don't think I do. So maybe a yard on that one, as Princeton Reed is not in the game right now. I don't know if he's, I see him standing on the sideline. I don't know if he's just gassed from running for his life in those first couple possessions, but he seems to be walking around. He's making his way back over to the coaches on the sideline. So I don't know. He's taking off his play marker and giving it to the coach. So he might be out for a series or two, and I'll try to find out why. But him being the leader of this offense is tough. So let's see what happens. There's shotgun. Anthony Rochelle in motion over to the left side as quarterback takes the snap, and it's a design quarterback draw as they maybe get a yard. My goodness, it's tough to get going right now. So I think in at quarterback is number 29, Fabian Cueto. Sometimes they'll use Anthony Rochelle, number 17, or they'll use Henry Makepeace, but number 29, Fabian Cueto, getting the call here to get these guys to rally around him. So the Raiders break from the huddle. It's going to be 3rd and about 6 after the 2 short gains on the running plays. You've got Fabian Cueto and Anthony Rochelle in motion again. Fabian Cueto takes the snap, hand off to Henry Makepeace up the middle. He maybe got 2 or 3 yards. So he got through the original line of scrimmage, but been met by a couple of linebackers for the 49ers. As you can see why this league talks about the 49ers and I guess the Rams and the Raiders being the top 3 teams this year. You can see it. You can see the 49ers defense and how well they collapse on the ball when they notice it's a run play. And now with the Raiders starting quarterback out for whatever reason, now Tristan Guido checks back into the game. The big number 27 on a 4th and 4 here as somebody's taking a timeout. Timeout 49ers as they regroup and figure out what they're going to do here on this 4th and 4. All right, the timeout is done as Fabian Cueto still in a quarterback, and Tristan Guido gets a handoff to the left side as he tries to bounce outside, and he's just swarmed up by this 49er defense. And if you didn't tune in last week, every time Tristan Guido gets the ball, it takes 4 or 5 guys to bring him down, as he's looks like he's a 16-year-old out there playing with some 11-year-olds. But this week, a little different. He's meeting some guys that are about his size, and again, the Raider offense struggling to get going, as I have not gotten a report back on why Princeton Reed is not currently in the game. But again, defense for the Raiders right now, it's absolutely crucial that we get a stop here. We cannot go into the half down 3 touchdowns and expect to try to come back second half. This is a big, big, big possession, even though it's only the second quarter, as the Raiders make their way back on defense. Fabian Cueto in a linebacker along with Henry Makepeace. You have Anthony Rochelle in at safety. Elijah Hoban at that outside linebacker position. And Isaiah Nunez at the far corner, along with Fernando Rodriguez here at the near corner, closest to the screen. Quarterback drops back in shotgun, and he throws deep as that's going to be completed. Unbelievable. As I didn't see, but Anthony Rochelle was back there as safety. But the guy chasing him into the end zone was number 29, Fabian Cueto. And he was lined up at linebacker. So hopefully this wakes the Raiders up to say, hey, what are we doing? Because now it is, yes, 19-0 as the 49ers go for the point after. I'm sick. As the 49ers come out in shotgun, receiver motion to the left as it's a design quarterback draw to the left, and he fumbles the ball as the Raiders get it. So no extra point there. So it'll remain 19-0. And if I'm the Raiders, I'm coming out guns blazing, because if you come out to the second half down 3 scores, I'm not saying it's too late at that point, but it's going to take a lot to come back. So we need to figure out something right here. Gosh, and you just feel for these kids because you know it's so freaking hot out there. And they're in all their gear, and I wonder what's going on with Princeton Reed as the 49ers get set to kick off here. And you have the Raiders back to receive. I can't see his number as his jersey's all bunched up in the front, but the 49ers have done this squib kick, which can get scary because if it hits one of the guys up front and bounces back towards the 49ers, it's an easy way for them to get the ball back. But 49ers so far have proven they can run the ball, they can throw the ball. Defense just needs to stay on their assignments, and I know these coaches, and they're all over it, I'm sure. As the kickoff here, number 89ers getting set to kick. And again, it's like an onside kick slash squib kick because Henry Makepeace picks it up and gets maybe 6 or 7 yards on the return just past the 50. So the Raiders will start their offense here on the 49er 49-yard line. As we need to figure this out. So again, if you don't live in Tucson, Arizona, and you're streaming live from somewhere else, it's a high of, I want to say, like 105 today. And we're in Sahuarita, I can't say that, Arizona, which is about 20 minutes south of Tucson at Sahuarita High School. And the stadium and stuff they have here is super nice. The field is turf with those little rubber things. And I guess they just got this turf field installed just this year. They had turf before as well, but they replaced the whole thing this year. And they also have their stadium lights that were installed that will sync up with the music being played while the lights are like freaking out. So it's cool. So a nice high school stadium here. We just moved here from Texas, and you would see a lot of stadiums like this in Texas, which was cool. And you know, it's a cool thing to see your boys out there at 11 years old playing in a stadium like this. It's awesome to see. So let's just win, huh? So Raiders 2-0 on the year, but down big, 19-0 here in the first half as Cueto hands the ball to the halfback, number 2, Henry Makepeace, for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. So it'll be 2nd and 10 here. Fabian Cueto still in at quarterback. Anthony Makepeace back there with him. Not Anthony Makepeace, Henry Makepeace. And then Dino Bobadilla in at fullback. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Snap on a design quarterback draw up the middle and some positive yards there. About a 4-yard gain. That'll bring up 3rd and about 6 or 7. As the Raiders do what they can here to move the chains. And you wonder how many times we've practiced with Fabian Cueto in at quarterback as far as throwing the ball. As the Raiders line up in the same formation as last time. Hand off this time to Henry Makepeace right up the middle. He's got a hole, and he's going to go all the way to the secondary, and a good positive run there. The first sign of positive yards, a real big gain that we've seen all game, and an amazing run there by Henry Makepeace as the line did a great job of providing that hole, and Makepeace did the rest as he made it past the linebackers into the secondary, and he almost took that to the house. Let's go, Henry Makepeace. As the Raiders doing the hurry-up offense here, snap to Fabian Cueto, flag down on a quarterback draw up the middle, maybe a yard, but there is a flag. It looked like maybe, I'm guessing, I don't know, but everyone wasn't set, which would be a legal formation on the Raiders. But let's see what they call here, which would push us back 5 yards. Oh, it's on the 49ers. Illegal substitution, which normally means 12 guys on the field. So that'll move the Raiders up 5 yards. I swear, every time they move the ball, it's like... So it should be 1st and 5, but it's 1st and 6. So that must have been a 4-yard penalty, which I've never heard of in my life. So handoff to Henry Makepeace back up the middle again. Maybe gets about 2-yard gain. Bring up 2nd and 3. As the Raiders will probably continue to run in that no huddle. Well, no, they're huddling up. As Henry Makepeace checks out of the game for Tristan Guido along with number 12. Also checking out of the game, Cillian Sanchez. So Raiders lined up shotgun formation with Tristan Guido in the backfield. Handoff to Guido as he tries to make his way up the middle and is brought down at the 19. He took a couple guys with him at first, but this 49er defense is a lot stronger than what we have seen in recent weeks. But the good thing about Tristan is he's very agile and elusive as well for being a big guy. So maybe instead of relying on the power running, he'll make an adjustment here. So let's see, Fabian Cueto on the quarterback draw, as I believe we got the first down. That was 3rd and 1. Let's see what the officials say. First down Raiders. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Raiders from the 16. As the sun is starting to make its way back over here, I'm going to be pissed when it's the 14U game and the sun's blinding me. I'm not that pissed. I'm in a press box with AC, so whatever. So 1st and 10 here from the 16 as the Raiders try to get a score across before the half. And as Cueto hands off to Tristan Guido as he muscles his way up the middle all the way past the 10-yard line to about the 9 for a good 5-yard gain. As the guy has 3rd down, but it's not. It's 2nd as they go no huddle, so he just fixed it. So 2nd, and they hand the ball. Oh, it's a quarterback draw. Fabian Cueto for maybe a yard, and I believe we're probably running out of time here. About 2-yard gain, so they get the first down. So it's going to be 1st and goal. I don't remember. I know we took 1 timeout earlier, so I don't know how many timeouts we have. But the fact that and we don't have access to the scoreboard, so we don't know how much time is left. But we don't see the no huddle offense a lot from the Raiders, and they've done that this entire drive. So maybe that's by design. Maybe that's to save time. I don't know. Handoff to Tristan Guido as he tries to bounce outside, and he's wrapped up in the back by 2 tacklers, and he fumbles the ball. He might have been down already, but regardless, the Raiders fall on it. That's Dino Bobadilla that fell on that fumble as Tristan Guido is down. As I believe, and I'm not trying to sound repetitive here, but this has got to be a huge wake-up call to the Tucson Raiders, as we are not used to being down, and we're down big right now, and some of our better players are out with injuries, or we don't really know. So we're doing the best we can with the other guys. A lot of quarterback draws, a lot of halfback runs right up the middle. They're still running out of the shotgun, as it's 19-0 here. Is that might have been halftime. It is, yeah, halftime. So we hope to see a different Raider team come out for this second half. They're working hard, and you see the effort is there, and these guys don't like losing, but we need to be a little bit of a different team coming out in this second half. So we'll see what adjustments the coach make. We'll be back in about 10 minutes.